Let's see here.
Returning to base camp.
I think this is... Yep, I do not want to be here.
Returning to...
Today. Yeah, no, today's the grad sorties. I think. Of course.
Good work out there. I handle pilot sorties for the whole camp, making preparations for sortie.
Okay, yeah, so ground battles are required.
Returning to base camp.
Alright, here we go. I should be able to get into this. Yep.
Participants gathered. The teams established. Make your final preparations now. Heading to the battlefield.
Oh boy. Looks like only me and another player are gonna be fighting on the ground, and everybody else is gonna be.
Catapult deck is
Up on the
open.
bridge.
Mobile suit team,
Probably
sortie in
still fine.
sequence. Commencing operation. Enemy mobile suit destroyed. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. Enemy battle power is low. Time to finish this. Enemy mobile suit destroyed.
Got it.
You did it! We have full control of the battlefield. Here are your rewards from this battle.
Now I just don't care if I get the winning team or not.
Participants gathered. The teams established. Make your final preparations now.
Yeah. Cool.
Participants gathered. The teams established. Make your final preparations now. Heading to the battlefield. Mobile suit team members, begin sortying in sequence.
Yes, indeed.
Commencing operation.
What are you shooting? If I could fucking stand by my own team, that would be nice.
Suit destroyed. You're draining the enemy's battle power. Enemy battle power is low. Time to finish. Enemy mobile suit destroyed. You did it! We have full control of the battlefield.
Bang! In the punching department, that is.
Here are your rewards from this battle. Participants gathered. The teams established. Make your final preparations now. Heading to the battlefield. Mobile suit team members, begin sortying in sequence. Commencing operation.
An
ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit.
Ow.
We're draining. Enemy battle power is low. Time to finish this. Enemy mobile suit destroyed. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. You did it! We have full control of the battlefield. Here are your rewards from this battle.
There we go.
Returning to base camp.
Good work out there.
Okay. Go and we'll show off the gotcha system.
You're really starting to look up here. Take this. Here. Take this. Here. Take this. That should be all you need to know.
No, thank you.
Hi! Welcome to the supply counter.
Okay, so these are like the event drops, and then every week or so they do a new suit to the game. There's the limited drops, which if you do the 10 spins,
Trying
which
your
is
luck
30
with
tokens,
Basecamp's
takes a
famous
few days
supply
to
drop?
earn those unless you pay for them. Those are the rate ups. So I've already gotten the Sinanju out of a single pull, which is pretty rare to get some of these. I've gotten the Sinanju, the Ribawu. I already have all three of them, the 2 levels of the Ribawu and the Sinanju. So that's cool. This is the normal one, and then this is because there's an event going on for the new Gundam statue. But
Trying your luck with
the
Basecamp's
whole thing is
famous...
randomized, and a lot of
Trying your
times you
luck
just
with
get bronze
Basecamp's
crates.
famous...
Sometimes
What time
you'll
is
get
it?
lucky and get something
Supply
better.
drop time!
There's also different sounds.
Requesting a material drop for the designated point, please.
Like, that's a bronze.
Starting material
Just by the
drop
sound, I've learned what it
now!
is. And that's a support. It's one of the supports, actually. There we have it, though. I got a lot of the suits in the game.
You can exchange the DP you have
Well,
on hand
not
for
everyone.
materials.
DP shop. We can buy
These are the
mobile
current supply
suits,
materials.
Weapon.
These are the
different
current
levels of
supply
weapons for the mobile
materials.
suits. Like, this is one of the snipers. That's a sniper. This is for a general, which can be a support.
These
Custom
are the current
parts,
supply
things
materials.
you can add to your mobile suit to make their performance better. Like me, I bought all the attack modules to increase melee. And then
I'll
recycle
exchange
counter.
just about anything for recycle tickets.
You can get mobile suits, main weapons, custom parts.
These are the current
which
supply
usually
materials.
I have a lot of them. Clothing,
These are
markings.
the current supply
Well,
materials.
things you can add to your suits to customize them. And then
These are
patterns,
the
like
current supply
camos.
materials.
I have a lot. I have the camos that you can customize. These aren't customizable. So, yeah. Recycle tickets you get from getting stuff like, when you get mobile suits from supply drops that you already have, you'll get recycle tickets out of it. So, I usually spend a lot of my money
Come
when I keep
again.
PlayStation cards.
Promise me you'll
I
come
used to spend them
back.
all on tokens, so I could get the new suits.
I
and
handle
save
pilot
up.
sorties for the whole camp, making preparations for sortie.
I think 500, no, 400 would work. Could be wrong. But I'm going to pull out one of the supports that almost everybody will get immediately in the beginning of the game. Let's see. Oh, here's one of my favorite supports that I like to use. This one. It's got lots of staggers. I'll pull this one out and show it later. 400 cost. There's that the Nemo. That one has this cannon makes it into a turns it into a support, basically. Yeah, no, this will work. So this is a suit that everybody gets in the game immediately. It's got a stagger, a flash grenade which stuns, heavy cannon which stuns, and a single swing on a melee weapon. A lot of supports usually only have one swing, unless they have this skill, melee combo controller, which either level 1 gives you two swings, level 2 gives you 3 swings, and level 3 gives you 4 swings. And only the very few amount of suits have 4 swings. But I'm gonna use this one because this one has more weapons to show off.
Ready to begin?
And I have mine custom painted. Using the camos. See, this is how slow supports are. They're very slow, especially their sideways movements. And if you crouch, usually you get an attack and defense bonus. And supports have scopes. Every mobile suit has the scope system, but supports can use the zoom. So, supports usually want to stay far back. Otherwise, they'll get torn apart by
The
raids.
majority of combat happens in a mobile suit, so you'll need to be comfortable with the controls.
So, you know, beaming rifle doesn't stun, does damage, decent damage, doesn't stun. Full charging it does stun.
Nice!
And then there's the machine gun. Like I said, you're gonna want to probably stay back with these mobile suits because the raids will
There are
tear
3
you
mobile
apart.
suit categories. Each has its own role in combat, and can be strong or weak to the other categories.
And the Easy 8, the general version, which I can probably use, has 2 swings, an upswing or a swing, and that will boost your attack like that. Usually you can boost out of those swings, but this doesn't have the, oh yeah, it does, yeah, you can boost out of swings, too. So you don't have to wait for that, it to recover itself.
Support-type mobile suits possess powerful long-range attacks that do bonus damage to general types. They often focus on assisting their allies from a position of safety. That's it! You're doing great!
And then you have this weapons wheel that you can customize when you customize your mobile suit. I put
During
my
ground
heavy
battles,
attacks down on
damaging
that.
or destroying a mobile suit's
Melee
legs
attacks
can
and stuff
cripple
like
its
that.
effectiveness. Be mindful
So.
of damage and strain on your own legs.
That's
and
the
take every
supports in the
chance
game.
you
Not
get.
every one of them has that exact same loadout, but a lot of them do. They have something to stagger, heavy stagger. They'll have a melee attack, a small attack like the head Vulcans that I used, and sometimes they'll have extra weapons. So, if I go to my type, here we go, support. Like this one, the MLRS has the close range stagger, melee attack, close range attack, and long range. This is a super long range attack. They do a lot of damage though. And then other supports like the gun cannon, Aqua has. I'll just show it to you because this one's pretty fun. This was one of the newer suits that came out.
Making preparations for sortie. Ready to begin?
So this one's actually kind of faster, but it's still a support, which means, so another thing to know is some of these supports only have level 1 melee priority. Generals have level 2 and raids have level 3, sometimes level 4, which means if you swing at the same time with the general's going to hurt you and you'll get, and then they'll be fine. So
The majority
there's
of
a range
combat
attack.
happens in a mobile
Can
suit,
hit from
so
quite
you'll need
far
to be
away.
comfortable with the controls.
There's this discharge shot, staggers, and this needle gun. And then,
That's it! You're doing great!
but yeah, it's a pretty fun support. It's also got something called underwater advantage, or mobility advantage. Basically, which means that underwater most mobile suits get slowed down. Whereas one has aqua advantage, which means it'll be able to move at the same speed or faster. Let's see. Here's another suit that you have to do challenges for. Kind of like Destiny, where you have to do challenges to get certain weapons.
Making preparations for sortie. Ready to begin?
So, I don't have the beam rifle equipped, but there's a sniper rifle that's a charging beam wet shot. Because this is the meta, I kind of see with this suit a lot is the bazooka. Stagger the bazooka, you pull out the pistol and just light him up. There's a charged melee, or a forward melee, but it has these missile launchers on top. A lot of people should.
The majority of combat happens in a mobile suit, so you'll need to be comfortable with the controls.
Does quite a bit of damage,
Wow, you're good!
but that's the supports in this game. They're like sniper types. They're support units, basically, that really shouldn't be on the front line, even though sometimes they are. And they're mostly I don't know a good word for them. Most of the time they're squishy. Now these are generals. A lot of these have quite a few melee weapon options, or sometimes they'll be pretty basic, like the one I like to use quite a bit. Just a beam rifle and a melee attack, and grenades, which do like extra damage to legs. Let's pull this one out for reference. This is one that gets used quite a bit. So you can either use a charged beam rifle, kind of like that one on the EZ-8WR, or you can use a bazooka that has splash damage. Has an arm Gatling, Vulcans, and a beam saber. Pretty simple. It has level 2 melee priority. It's up there in the top corner underneath the name. It says melee priority 2. So there's that. And then if I go up to this raid, well, some raids only have melee priority 2, but others have level 3 melee priority. So then there's
Making
cost.
preparations
That's
for
the whole,
sortie.
the game teaches you a lot of this stuff, but I'm just going through the stuff to see what's interesting. Basic things to talk about. A lot of the things the game doesn't tell you about is like upgrading your mobile suit. It doesn't give you how to do that.
Ready
It
to
doesn't tell you
begin?
how to do it, what you need to do for it. So there's modules you can equip after buying them or earning them. Here we go. And there's also a thing called tackling. So if I turn on the enemy AI, most mobile suits have the ability to tackle melee attacks. Right
The
there, I was just
majority of
targeting
combat
his legs.
happens in a mobile suit, so you'll need to be comfortable with the controls.
Trying to bait this mobile suit into... Oh, I broke it. His legs were overloaded anyway. So,
Wow, you're
Mercy.
good!
I'm gonna equip the force counter, just so I can show off the ability. Now, if you fail to counter, it uses up all of your stun gauge, or your booster gauge, which means you have no more boosts and no more parries or tackles. When that gauge goes away, you have
There are
high
3
speed
mobile
movement.
suit categories. Each has its own role in combat, and can be strong or weak to the other categories.
Let's pause for just a second. I need to type. There we go. Okay. And see, one of the other things with this game is melee swings have something called ghost edge, pretty much, where the main swing doesn't have the
General type mobile suits feature
See, I
a
actually,
well-rounded,
took off the
durable
parry.
design
Like, I
that
was
makes
actually
them
able to
ideal for
hit that
establishing
instead
and
of having
holding
to
the
use
battle
force
line.
counter.
They deal increased damage to enemy raid types.
But yeah, that's a parry. But if I let him try to hit me,
This damage shouldn't
see,
affect
he
you much.
stuns with a full charge. If I let him hit me,
During ground
if I
battles,
avoid the first
damaging
swing,
or destroying a mobile suit's legs can cripple its effectiveness. Be mindful of
He
damage
can
and
still hit
strain
you
on
with
your
that
own
downswing
legs,
ghost
and
edge.
take every chance
that
you get to
ghost
damage
edge
the enemies.
is what hits your hitbox and actually does the damage.
Wow, you're good!
So that's a general. Now, I'm gonna use the GM Quell. So I'm gonna sort all the mobile suits I own by cost. I believe the GM Quell is 450. Well, the one I own is, yeah, level 2 is a 450. And I have it custom painted to look like this in its base colors. So,
Making preparations for sortie.
because that's actually a thing that a lot of people will do. They'll paint mobile suits to look like their other versions, which makes you think, oh, hey, that's the general version on a raid. I have melee priority, whereas then they'll get the drop on you, and then you won't have that priority, you'll just be at the same suit. Now, this one has a few more abilities, and it has a better melee power. So this one has a stunning beam rifle, so I don't have to charge, don't have to do anything, it just stuns. I have 3 swings, so I can theoretically do that. A lot of times people will do that instead of this. I personally choose to do that. Now there's grenades that can do extra damage to legs and stuff. Vulcans.
The majority of combat happens in a mobile suit, so you'll need to be comfortable with the controls.
Really, actually, I think you have to hit him in the face with it. Or hit the front of them with it. So, wait for... But it has a stun grenade. See? Hit in the front, it hits their sensors and knocks them out.
There are 3 mobile suit categories. Each has its own role in combat, and can be strong or weak to the other categories.
See, he pulled off a tackle.
This damage shouldn't affect you much. Wow,
not every mobile suit has the same type of tackle either. Some of them are very different, and some of them are the same. So some raids kick, some will flip you around and drop you to the ground, or they'll kick you in the gut. Some have custom animations for some of their custom weapons.
They excel at hunting support types.
But these are the suits you gotta watch out for if you play support. They will flank you, stun you, and proceed to,
during ground
hit
battles,
you with melee.
damaging or destroying a
Now,
mobile
my
suit's
health
legs
is dropping
can
really
cripple
fast,
its
because this
effectiveness.
is a general.
Be mindful of damage and strain on your own legs, and take every chance you get to damage the
Melee
enemies.
priority. Or not melee priority, he has type advantage. So most generals...
Your shield broke!
Most generals have advantage over raids. Which means that...
You've taken some serious damage!
So, generals have advantage over raid. Raids have advantage over support. Supports have advantage over generals, which means they deal more damage.
Suit has had
and so the reason why the AI counters as immediately as I go to melee attack is because the AI was based off of the S rank.
And how you'll sortie.
It will combo, or a lot of the S rank players can do 0-frame counters, which means that they counter almost immediately. Like they'll anticipate and they'll immediately counter.
Good luck.
And they use that for the AI.
If you focus too much on what's right in front of you, you'll be blindsided by attacks from the sides and rear. Use your radar to monitor your surroundings, spot lurking enemies, and avoid any nasty surprises.
See, melee priority allowed me to block that.
This damage shouldn't affect you much.
It's very important to stun, so you can create that opening for melee. If you're someone like me who uses raids or a lot of generals.
In battle, you'll find that coordinating with your allies is more important than any one individual's technique.
Or supports need to keep their distance and just gun them down. That is basically the fundamentals of the game. So, but supports are pretty easy to use. A lot of people start out using supports. Then they'll either move to generals and then start using raids, or they'll go right to raids when they see how other people play with them.
Good work out there.
That's the fundamentals of how battle operations works most of the time. And then there's stuff like enhancement hanger, which I think they'll teach you about. I think they updated the tutorial, but they'll teach you how the hanger works.
Anything you need?
Put stuff in.
Anything to do with mobile suits?
And
You just leave it to me.
it boosts your, gives you extra skills and stuff.
Thanks.
Things that'll buff you in combat, like maybe just like that little thing that'll help you win. And when you do the training,
I can't believe you made. Which course did you want to try?
they'll teach you the basic stuff, which when you finish, you'll get rewards. Like they'll teach you how to move, how to do different firing positions, how to topple, stagger, flinch, tackling, how to counter, which is what I was showing you. You have to make sure you hit them as they're swinging. How to use your shortcut panel, how to use space movement, stuff like that, how to take beacons, how to use supporting fire, all that other stuff.
Which
And
one?
then on intermediate, they give you the third level of the basic starter suit, one of the starter suits, and they give you 3 suits. General and support units. This suit's actually pretty cool.
Be sure to double check.
Save them and use them for the supply box.
Come back again soon.
Now, one of the support.
You're really starting to look the part. Here, take this. That should be all you need to know.
Some support are stacked on attack to the teeth. So the full armor, full armor Titan. This one, sometimes you'll have this entire shortcut wheel full of attacks. Like I think the Kashatre, which is a very high level suit you get out of a banner drop or supply drop, has the whole thing filled, I believe. Oh no, the Silver Bolt, which is also a general, has this, see, it has every slot filled with attacks. Or support items like Smokescreen, which gives you stealth, so you're not seen on the enemy radar. Beam cannons, incendiary missiles, and a launchable melee attack, some ranged lock-ons, and a beam launcher, which does quite a lot of damage. So or like that full armor Striker Custom. This also is stacked full. Has Vulcan's chest missiles, leg missiles, a cannon on the shoulder. Has 3 melee attacks actually. And if you hit 2 shots out of this, it staggers. So a lot of stuff in this game. It really all depends on what you want to use and how much you can utilize in certain situations. Like I've used the Striker on a very close quarter map.
I handle pilot sorties for the whole camp.
Buff resistance, because it has high resistance,
Making preparations
melee
for sortie.
attack, and it's a small area, I'll be able to deal a lot of damage. Didn't work out that way. I got cornered and stun locked. So if I had a suit that, like a raid, I would have been able to get out of there.
Ready to begin?
So, again, support units are slow, but I have this, which if I drain the entire weapon, does probably about half damage to generals. It has only 1 swing. I've got a shoulder cannon, which staggers. I've got a lot of missiles, which will drain health. And I got a chest up above.
That's it! You're doing great!
Now,
the majority
this
of
one,
combat happens in a mobile suit, so you'll need to be
rocket
comfortable
here,
with the controls.
very damaging to legs. This is a suit you want to keep away. It has ranged ability. Now this chest missile bay has spread on it, so you want to use it at close range. If they get close, use the chest missiles to stagger them, and try and get a downswing in. That way you can run.
There are 3 mobile suit categories.
So,
each has its own role in combat, and can be strong or weak to the other categories.
I'd want to chest missile close. If all those were to hit, it would stun, downswing, and run away before he gets back up. Hopefully, if you're not in the middle of reloading, you'll have something to fight back with. So that is a heavy stagger, actually.
Support-type mobile suits possess powerful long-range attacks that do bonus damage to general types.
But some suits, like raids, have, and some generals have an ability called maneuver armor, so they cannot be staggered while boosting.
Nice!
But yeah, this suit has damage. So that's the fundamentals and how this game works. Hope it was kind of interesting, but I do enjoy playing it. It's probably one of my favorite games that I like to use. Very much content for streaming too, because no match is the same. So that's that.